All right, so I think we better start now with our session for today. And well, hi everyone. Hi again. My name is Danielle, and I am the customer support lead for REsimpli. So for this week, Sharad is unable to join because he's still out of the country, but he will be again doing the mastermind session starting next week. So we all look forward that you would still be joining by then. Okay, so I'm really hoping everyone's good, and for the purpose of the session, and for those who was not been able to attend, we are actually sending the recording of the session, so this call is recorded. And if you have anyone else in your team that needs the recording, just let us know. We would email blast it as well, so that you will have a copy of the recording. All right, so I think we're all set. Pretty much the discussion today is just very basic, but then it really like very relevant also, especially if you are switching over from one system to another, from one CRM to another, or even if you are using Google Sheets in your business and you want it to be more organized, you want it to be more efficient, so you switch on getting on a CRM for your business. The transition stage is pretty much challenging. There are also times that for others it becomes very complex and confusing also. So what we do is that in REsimpli, if there are really like a lot of complex situation when transitioning over to a new system or CRM, is that we recommend for the investor to do an onboarding with us. So we have an onboarding team, and with the onboarding process, the user would know exactly what to do first, what to do with leads data from the old CRM, and what are the expectations that they would have to know when they switch over to REsimpli. Okay, because different system has different setup. It has like a different way of capturing the information for leads. It has different way of how it's set up. So when you transition over to the new CRM, then it is very challenging to actually achieve what you wanted for your leads data setup in the new CRM. Okay, so let me show you a sample of file. Okay, well, let me just share my screen to you guys. All right, so I have a sample file here. For the sample file, if you would notice, like everyone seeing my screen? Everyone seeing my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so for this sample file here, you would actually see that there's like a lot of information for the leads data. Um, okay, so let me just scroll going to the right. So you would see all the information, like if you go to the right for leads data. This is like one of the files sent over to us for a bulk import request. Now, when you are actually switching to a different system, what you will have to think about first is that how are you going to be carrying over your leads data from your previous CRM to your new CRM? Okay. So what you need to do first is that, of course, you export the data that you have in your previous CRM. When you export it, there are different actually systems that has also different setup. So others would capture all the information when it's exported. Other system also has limited like information captured during the export process. So in this case, if you notice, all of the lead data information are captured. So this is one of the examples of the file coming from a Podio account. All right. So a lot of information, a lot of data from the previous CRM that, for a user perspective, you would have to look into what are those data that you want to carry over to your new CRM. Like in our discussion right now is what are the data that you will be carrying over to REsimpli. Okay. When we bulk import this one to REsimpli, if you send us over the raw file, we might be losing some information that you wanted to actually be on your new CRM. So What we recommend is that you do an onboarding call for this, or you contact us through email support or live chat support. Um, why would you need to talk to us? Because the import process is really complex. Like it has a lot of information that you have to carry over from the old system to the new one. For example, phone numbers. Phone numbers, you don't have a problem with that because that's carried over and that's an automatic information that we would require when we do the bulk import. So in your old CRM, if you have multiple phone numbers for a lead, then it's okay. We can bulk import it to REsimpli. You just have to label each header of it as phone one, phone two, phone three, phone four. Then we can bulk import it for you. You don't have to worry about a phone type because part of functionality in REsimpli is that it actually identifies the phone type of the lead's phone, whether it's landline, mobile, VoIP, even toll-free number. Or if it is an invalid number, it will also show there as invalid, like it's NA. So you just have to make sure that all the headers that you have here in your previous CRM exported file is going to be matching of whatever you have in your Simply account. Now, there are actually things here in your previous system that you wanted to be carried over to your new CRM as lead form questions. So if you are using REsimpli, you would actually see that our lead form questions, we have some preset questions that we have set up in the account. But these are like up to you if you want to keep it, if you want to edit it for your use, if you want to delete it and have your own questions, then whichever will work for you, that's fine. But when you are importing like old leads data from a previous CRM, and if you want the information to go to the lead form questions, what you will have to do first is you set up your custom questions. So custom questions is located upper right corner, customization, custom question. When you click on this, you are going to be routed to this page for custom question. And then this is where you can actually go ahead and add your own custom question. So what you need to do is that when you add your custom question, it has actually to match whatever is the header that you have here in your file. The file that I'm referring to, this is the one that you send over to us. We bulk import for you. Okay. So if that particular information is not actually part of the default questions that we have here, like for property info, general info, analytics info, list stacking info. So it becomes lead form question. Then you will have to add it in the custom question page as a lead form question. It has to match. So for example, here in the custom question page, you wanted how much are you looking to sell the house for? So this particular question in here should also appear as a header here in your file. So everything that you have for that particular column for this question, we can bulk import it as part of your lead form questions. Okay, you have any questions about that? Anyone? Okay, so going back, so anything that you have as your lead form question, as long as you have it matching with the header that you have in your file for each of the column that you have from your old CRM, we can bulk import it as part of your lead form questions. If you haven't created any of your lead form questions, you send over the file as a raw file, then there is a big possibility that we are unable to import it just the way you would like it to be imported. There would be some of your lead form questions from the old CRM that would be going as notes in the activity log instead of it to be part of the lead form question. So in simpler terms, before you send over the file, if you have questions that is not actually in your REsimpli yet, create it as a custom question under the custom questions page. Make sure that the question will actually match whatever header that you will have in the file that you will send over. And then once that's done, then I assure you when we bulk import it, it's going to be bulk imported as part of the lead form questions. Okay. Now going back to this file, if you have anything that you wanted to go as notes, then you can actually just have a header for it as note. Then we will bulk import it as notes. All right. Tags can be bulk imported as well. So mostly when you are actually importing your leads, for example, from Podio going to REsimpli, you have other lead statuses there. You don't actually have only no contact, contact, appointment set. You might have different other lead statuses. So what we will recommend is that for that column, have it as tags. So when it gets to your Simply account, it will be under tags and the leads will be identified accordingly through tag. So when you filter for leads, you can use the tag filter for it. Okay, because we don't have anything like that of other CRM statuses besides the statuses that we have here in the system already in the pipeline. So for Simply users, I know you're aware of this, the pipeline that we have, different columns, different statuses. This is not customizable. So if you have your leads data from your previous CRM with other different statuses that you have created, we can bulk import it for you as tag. So in the file that you are sending over to us, you just have to have a column that will read as tag. And if you have multiple tagging for a certain lead, for example, you have a tag cold calling, tag for DNC, tag for SMS sent already, depending, because tags can be customizable. So it's up to you. Have it on separate columns, tag 1, tag 2, tag 3, tag 4, tag 5, and so on. So when we bulk import it, we bulk import it as separate tags. And then when you access the lead, you would see all the tags available in here. Okay. So the file that you're sending over to us, it has to be a scrubbed file. Because if you're sending the raw one, we might not be able to import it the way that you wanted it to be imported. So any other statuses that does not actually match with what we have in REsimpli, you just have to put it under tags and then have your tags, if it's multiple, on different columns. So tag 1, tag 2, tag 3, so on and so forth. All right. Do we have any questions so far before we proceed? Anyone?
Yes. Hi, Danielle. This
Yes.
is
Hello, Brian.
hi. I got a quick question regarding
Sure.
what you were stating with the. I understand the tagging, to associate the that information. But if we didn't have, say, we have a spreadsheet that doesn't have any lead information, but we wanted to carry over existing tags and notes as well as the questions. So in other
Mhm.
words, if my spreadsheet only has tags, questions, and um, other information other than like the lead's name and address and all of that, can you guys import that as well to exist, to the existing account as long as I state what I want imported? Does that make sense?
Well, the requirement for us to be able to bulk import into your account, it's going to be the phone numbers. Per record that you will have in your spreadsheet, as long as it will have phone numbers associated to it, we can bulk import it for you. We don't require the name. First name, last name, that's not required. Property address, it's not even required, just the phone number. If you have the phone number, you can send it over for bulk import along with the other information like the tags, the notes.
Okay, but in order to do it, it must have at least a phone number, is what you're saying.
Yes, that's
Okay,
correct. Yep.
all right.
And you don't need also like the email address. The only required information for leads so that it will be bulk imported into REsimpli's active leads page, the warm and the dead, that will be any leads with contact number, phone number. So if you don't have the phone number attached to it and you send over the file, we are unable to bulk import that. And then we will skip that. We will just import those that has phone numbers attached to it.
Okay, understood. Thanks.
Okay. Yes. So once that you send it over, Brian, so you have a column for phone number and then a column for tags. So if you have multiple tags, then tag one, tag two, tag three, so on. And then, of course, have a header also for information that you would like to go to the notes part. Okay. The
Got it.
notes part that's going to be here in activity log. So whatever information you want to see as part of the notes that goes here on the right side on the activity log. Okay.
Understood. Thanks.
Yes, you're welcome. All right. Now, next is that you would need to set up your phone numbers in your new system. So in this case, in REsimpli, set up your phone numbers. The phone numbers that you have in REsimpli, these are your marketing phone numbers. These numbers could be numbers that you actually bought in REsimpli or numbers that you ported over. So one of the basic, the basic thing to do when you are switching over from one CRM to another is going to be if you wanted to carry over your phone numbers from the old CRM to the new one, or you just want to get new phone numbers. Now for phone numbers, you can port it over to REsimpli system. You can just, communicate with us. We can send you the porting process information. Very easy because the porting part of it, like the process itself, we take care of it with our service provider, which is Plivo. What we need from you is going to be the letter of authorization and the number porting file. Because once the porting is completed, we would need the number porting file so that we can get your phone numbers added into your account directly. Now you have to take note that porting can be taking a while depending on the approval of the other carrier. Most of our users, I noticed that they have call rail numbers. When you port in call rail numbers, you have to communicate with call rail also for the PIN information. Because when we submit the porting request, they would require for the PIN information. If you don't have that, we can't proceed with the porting. Other carriers, very efficient with the information they provide to their account owners because along in the paperwork, they would actually put in their the PIN number already. But CallRail, you will have to request it from them. So once that we have all the information needed, we submit it to Plivo for the porting process. Plivo is the one who's going to communicate with your present provider. Now, once that's actually communicated over, porting is actually being in process, you would be informed accordingly with one of our support associates if what is the status of porting, and you would know exactly and what to do next. Did you miss any information? Or is there already a scheduled date when the porting is going to happen? During the porting process, your number is still going to work. It would still be reachable. There would only be like a 24-hour time frame when the number is shut down. That is during the time that it will transition over to the new system. So most probably it's going to take 7 to 10 business days for the entire porting process to be completed. But that is just the regular time frame. If the other provider is going to take a while for the approval, then it's going to take a while also for the porting to be completed. But like I've said, it will only have a 24-hour window for the number to be shut down or to be off when it transitions over to the new system. Then after that, when it's added into your Simply account, then the number can be reachable again. In our end with ReSimpli, we do call testing and SMS testing. So I know some of you here already had like porting requests with us. We did the testing just to make sure everything's working because there are instances in the porting process that the configuration has not been completed and we're informed it's completed. So, problem starts there. So we wanted to be sure it's working. So we do the testing. And it would always be good that you reply back to our test SMS and you answer the phone call as well, just for us to know that the number is all good to go. So once that you have your number over, like I've said, it could be a ported number or it could be a new number from the system. You would assign the numbers to your lead sources and campaign. Now, this is very important because the file that you're sending us over for import, it would be best if you have columns in there that would be for a lead source and a campaign, meaning for particular leads to be imported into your account, what is going to be the lead source and campaign that you're assigning it to. So for example, you have leads from Podio and you want those leads to be under your direct mail absentee campaign. So in your file, the one that you're sending over, there should be like a header there for lead source and campaign. So lead source direct mail, campaign name absentee. When we import the file into your REsimpli account, then it will be assigned to the direct mail absentee number that you have in your account. So it means that when someone from your team is going to access those leads, it's going to be ready for calling, for texting, for sending RVM, for setting up drip campaign, because the number is already attached and assigned to those leads. All right, so to proceed, so once that you have your lead source and campaign already all set up, put it on the file so that when we bulk import it, it goes to the right numbers. So mostly if you are actually using like bulk SMS as your marketing, and those are the leads that you have in your previous system, then put it under SMS blast, and then of course, whatever campaign that you set up in REsimpli. Like I've said, the numbers could be ported over numbers or numbers that you have newly bought. Okay, so when it gets to REsimpli, what's going to happen is that it would be assigned already to a number. Okay, let me just pull up like a sample here. So when you have in your file a lead source and campaign indicated for your leads, when you access the lead, it will show here exactly its lead source and campaign. So when you try calling it, it would be ready for you to call that lead for texting, for RVM. Comparing to sending a file without a lead source campaign information, then this is going to be like other. And when you hit on this icon for calling, there is going to be like a red pop-up here that will tell you that you need to assign it first to a campaign so that you can call and text the lead. So if you have like 500, 1,000 leads and you don't assign the numbers in the file that you send over, then you will have to do it manually when the leads are imported. And that's going to be a lot of work. So if you have anything that you want to bulk import, make sure that you have assigned already those leads to specific phone numbers in your REsimpli account. In that way, when you are going to start calling, activating your campaign, sending ringless voicemail, you send text message out, then it's going to be ready. Like it's good to go. You wouldn't have to click an edit just to assign a number to it. Okay, very good. Any questions so far? Anything?
Yeah, I have a question regarding the whole campaign
Mhm.
portion. Is there any
Yes.
way to, so if I have a Carrot website tied to my REsimpli account, so when a
Okay.
call comes in, is it possible to get that campaign automatically set up to website? Because what I'm facing right now is when I get a call come in and I'm using my app, I can't make that phone call because I get that error saying that I need to select a campaign, and I
Right.
can't do that from the app, and that gets really frustrating because then I have to go to my desktop and I have to update the campaign, and like honestly, like I guess like in this business, like the reaction time is very important, right?
Mhm.
And that's
Correct.
kind of been
Agree.
frustrating on our business end, and so I sent a request to service desk to kind of help me with that. Do you know of any solution on your end?
Well, I would recommend if you could set up a phone number that
Yeah.
is actually for your Carrot leads. So set up a phone number for your Carrot leads so that whenever that they're gonna call you or text you, it would actually be coming and it would be for that phone number. So you don't need like to change it in the app and be in your computer and just change it to a campaign so that you can call the lead back or text them back. So in your number page right now, do you have any number there assigned already to your Carrot leads?
I think we do, yes.
Mm-hmm. So when
Uh,
they contact you, are they actually like contacting you with that number?
oh no, so
Or
they're not contacting me on the number. So I'm getting a lead. My form is being filled on the website, right? So I'm getting an
yes.
alert that we got a new lead that came into the system. So when I try to call them back, I'm not able to
Okay.
call that phone number back because they're saying that that's not aligned to a campaign.
Right, correct. Okay, so here's what we can do. Since that for Carrot website integration, just for the information of everyone, we actually do integration with Carrot websites, capturing both step one and step two. And that's done by the backend. So it's not
Right.
actually gonna consume your available Zap. Now, is it Varghese? Am I saying it right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so Vargas, here's what I will do. I will be in communication with our backend about this, and I will ask because in the Zapier integration, there is actually an option in there to select the phone number that you are assigning to a lead coming from the integration. So what I will ask from you as well is that can you send me an email? That's Danielle@REsimpli.com. Send me the phone number that you have assigned for your Carrot leads.
Okay.
What's its lead source and campaign, so that if the back end could actually process it, then we can get that number assigned to your Carrot leads so that
Okay.
you don't need to to edit it when it comes into your account. But this is something that I will still have to discuss with them. Okay?
Okay.
And then I'll
Okay.
get back to you.
So sorry, what was your email address again? It was Danielle.
Yeah, it's Danielle, my first name. It's at
Okay.
REsimpli.com.
Okay. I
Okay.
will send that over shortly. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I'll just verify it with them because other Zapier integration, there is actually like a step in Zapier that could allow you to select which phone number the lead should be associated with. So I'm like I've said, I will check with the backend and see if that could be done also with Carrot websites, since
Perfect. Thank you very
the
much.
integration is also with Zapier. Okay, sure. Yes, I'll get back to you on that. Just send me the email so that I can actually like have an item with them and then talk to them about it. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Yeah. So Paul, yeah, Paul, you have a question as well.
Yeah, I had a question just about the app. I've
Mm-hmm.
noticed that I've tried to make some phone calls sometimes from the app that it actually doesn't, a call doesn't go through. It just has the calling icon, but there's no phone call going through. And I'm on an Android, so I wanted to see if one, your other users were having that issue, and two, if there's ability to fix that.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry if that's happening, Paul. I sincerely apologize for the inconvenience. But by the way, we just sent out an email blast. I don't know if it's sent out already or not, but we've released new versions of our apps for both iOS and Android over the weekend. So I would like to ask everyone who's using the app if you could actually uninstall the apps that you have right now and install the new ones. It's already available, both Play Store and the Apple Store. Okay, so there has been some bugs that actually being fixed with the new versions that we just released over the weekend. Paul, in your case for the calling, we don't have any known issue across. We might have like user specific issue for the calling, but what I will suggest is that you can send me over the lead phone number that you tried to call and then it's not calling in the app, and then our app developer for mobile can actually check on it. And they could also run some testing in your account through the app and see if it is like if there's anything that they have to fix in their end.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, and please do not forget, we have the new versions available for everyone. iOS and Android, it's released during the weekend, and it has actually some fixes on the bugs that we have the past 2 weeks. I don't know if you have encountered when you tag someone in a comment, when you access it in the app, it's actually like showing like different characters there, but that is already fixed along with the new versions. So please check that out. The email blast with the app updates that we had. Um, like I said, I'm not sure if it went out already or not, but it will have all the details on what's in the new versions, included, like in the fixes, on the feature, and in the functionalities. Okay. All right. So yeah, in your case, Paul, I'll get that check also with our app developers and see if what might be happening. But just a question, is it like happening to every lead that you're trying to call in the app or just for some
No,
leads?
it's inconsistent.
Okay, I see. All right. Yeah, so I'll get a check with them and please try the new version and then let me know. Like you can also directly email me so that I could work on this one personally.
Sure.
Let me know if what happens because like I've said, the new versions for both iOS and Android, it's actually like fixing all those issues that we had for the past weeks.
Okay,
So
thanks.
yeah. Okay, you're welcome. All right, so anyone else who has questions? Okay, so just to actually like wrap up the discussion and the basics that you have to know on getting your leads data from the old CRM to REsimpli. So just to like give a recap, so the file that you will export from your old CRM, so it is going to be like a raw file and you need to scrub it before sending it over. The options for information and guide on how you will have your file ready for bulk import is through onboarding. So you can have a call with our onboarding team that will be either with Red or Anthony, um, and then they can walk you through on how you can fix your files. Or if you don't want to do that, you don't have time for a call, you can just reach out to us, email or live chat, and we could provide you the information. But for those who are here already, if you have any files that has to be bulk imported to REsimpli, just make sure that in your REsimpli account, you have actually created all your custom questions. And then the custom questions has to be matching with the headers that you have in your file to be bulk imported. In that way, those information will get to the lead form questions. And those that has to go to the notes, have it under the header notes. And then for multiple tags, have it with different columns for tag 1, tag 2, 3, 4, 5, so on. And then if you have any special instructions, then you can indicate it in your email. Now, also, please take note, we can only bulk import to no contact made, warm lead, and dead lead statuses. Why are we not able to bulk import to appointment set until assigned to buyer? Reason for that is there is a lot of information when you move the lead to those statuses. If you notice, there's going to be like a pop-up window, then ask you for information. So you would need to do it manually. So what you can do is that if the lead is supposedly in offer made status already, the offer made, we can have it as a tag so that you could filter for it. You can look for it once it's bulk imported. Then we can just have it under contact made. Then in your end, you're going to be the one who will move it over to offer made. So remember, we can only bulk import no contact made, warm lead, and dead lead. And do not forget to assign lead source and campaign, like different phone numbers that you have for the leads that you will be bulk importing, so that when it gets to your account, like what actually like Paul shared, that when he tries to call, it will ask him to assign it to a campaign. So that's like another effort that you will have to edit and assign it to campaign. Whereas if you send a file with the lead sources and campaigns already, then it's going to be ready for you to call, to text, or assign the leads into a drip campaign. Okay. So I think pretty much we've covered everything that you have to know. Like I've said, it's very basic, but it can get also, complicated during the process, especially if you have like leads data, a lot of it coming from an old system going to the new one. But if you know like the basics and how you can actually have your file get into REsimpli the way you wanted it to be imported, then you'll just, you'll do just fine. So phone numbers, you can port in phone numbers from an old CRM or old provider or old carrier or old application. And then you can also buy phone numbers within the system. Okay. All right. So yeah, I got your message, Paul. Okay. So yeah, I will go ahead and check this with our app developer, and then I'll get back to you through email. I'll communicate with you through email. Okay. All right. So yeah, so getting back to it, yes, so if you have the file ready for bulk import, then send it over to us, then we'll take care of the bulk import. All right. So yeah, I think we've, like I've said, we pretty much covered everything that has to be known in terms of like switching over from one CRM to another for leads data and the phone numbers. So anyone who has questions or anyone that, you know, has clarification or anything that you wanted to know or anything that's not clear, okay? So we're good.
I got
Okay.
a question, but it's not related to this topic, honestly.
Oh, okay, that's fine, Jasmine. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. So I'm just wondering if there is any way that I can filter only the hot leads, because I'm going through every single lead
Mm-hmm.
that the main user has. He has about 900 leads, but out of them, it's been like I have found about 35 leads that were really old. So I want to just get rid of them, and but I have to go one by one, lead by lead. So is there any way that I can filter it only by hot lead, so you can make it easier for me to discard it or just to do a proper follow-up?
Yes, yes, you can actually filter for hot leads. So can you see my screen?
I do. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. All right, so when you are in the leads page, here in the filter icon, so you just click on that, and then you would actually see an option in here for hot leads. So if you want to see only hot leads, you can just actually click on include, and then it will show you all those leads that you have marked as hot leads.
All right. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
Appreciate it.
It's going to be very convenient because you will only see those that are hot leads. And then you
Right.
can
Feels
just
safe.
exclude all of this. Yes, exclude all of this so that you can just see all those hot leads that you marked in your account. And then if you want to see also leads that you haven't marked as hot lead, but you just want to see those, then you can just, of course, click on exclude so that it will not include any of the leads that you've marked as hot lead. Okay?
All right. Sounds perfect. Thank you. Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're welcome, Jasmine. So anyone else who has questions or clarification? All right, so we're good. Okay, so yeah, so before we end this discussion, if you have any clarifications still, please feel free to email us at support@resimpli.com. You could also chat with us. We have live support associates who can actually take care of your concerns. Or if you need to be with the onboarding team, just let us know. Just email or chat with us, then we can provide you the link for the onboarding calendar. Okay, so we'll be more than happy to help. And then we'll make sure also that when you're setting up your account, you are guided and assisted so that when the leads are already in your Resimpli, you are away from the confusion of, okay, what is happening? Why is it not imported the way I wanted it? Why is this in the notes? It should be a lead form question. So any clarification, please do not hesitate to be in touch. It would always be best if we can assist you and then take care of you, and we want to make sure also that you're all properly set up. So after that process, we can also get other team members to be onboarded in REsimpli. And then if you have any other concerns setting up other functionalities that you have questions with, like I've said, we offer unlimited onboarding. So you can always be in touch with us. All right, so I think that's it. And then I really want to thank you everyone for joining. Appreciate it. And I'll see you all. We'll see you all next week. Sharad will be joining us next week, same time, same day, Tuesday at 2 p.m. EST. And we're going to be sending the recording just in case some of your team members would want to look into it too. So, guys, thank you. Have a great day ahead. You take care and stay safe, everyone.